Welcome to this very special report about the luxurious Emirates Business Class Lounges in Dubai. They're the biggest airport lounges in the world, as well as being amongst the best. I've been here so many times, and I took the footage for this report on several occasions over a year's period to present you the full experience in both day and nighttime. Great food, excellent drinks, luxurious bathrooms and elegant resting areas, and lots of walking too. A whole world on its own is opening up, so come with me to explore this unique place. Hello, marhaba, and good evening from Dubai Airport. Today's report is all about the business class lounges of Emirates at Dubai Airport. If you have status, if you're a status customer of Emirates, or if you're a business class or first class traveler, there's a dedicated terminal only for you where you can check in and go through security. The whole process is much easier, much faster. It makes the whole thing so much easier. So that's where we are right now. And well, the luggage is already somewhere in the airport on the way to the plane. And now let's go through security and then check out those lounges. And some pictures are from today, and some I will also put from my last visits. So we have a total overview and the full program. So don't be surprised if I'm coming up in different outfits. It's not on the same day. But every day you'll have enormous shopping options in this gigantic Terminal 3. Concourses B and C are connected, and together they are 1,700 meters long. That's more than a mile, and they form one of the largest buildings on the planet. And people really do buy at this airport. You can get everything and anything if you have enough pocket money, and the selection goes from wonderful Arabian dates up to luxury watches and luxury cars, and sometimes the watches are more expensive than the luxury cars. Anyway, I talked much already. I just wanted to show you this huge Terminal B, endlessly long, and yeah. And now we go upstairs to the lounge. After security, it's a short elevator ride up into the center of Concourse B, and just opposite the elevators you'll find more elevators and escalators that lead directly into the Emirates lounges. The Emirates Business Lounge in Concourse B spans over almost half the building, and the other half is occupied by the first class lounge, and each are over 6,000 square meters big. But now let's enter the business lounge over here. One of the biggest and most luxurious lounges worldwide is waiting for you. Well, I'm pretty lucky because I just managed to get into the lounge in a moment when there's not many people. And that doesn't happen so much. It's just like an hour before midnight, so I mean 11 p.m. And the big run comes normally just after midnight, when all the flights come in from Europe and before all the other flights go out to Asia and Africa. And what makes this actually oldest lounge so great is the fact that they have very nice dedicated food corners, in the way that there's one healthy corner, and then on the other side of the lounge, in fact, is also a healthy corner. It's the champagne lounge. Over there they serve 4 kinds of champagne, but here we start in the healthy corner. I say already cheers with some lemon celery mint juice that's really super tasty, and I love this one. I drink this every time I come here. It's so refreshing. And then they have very nice little other snacks. They're all healthy. In the morning they have bircher muesli and all kinds of other really nice mueslis, not like crab muesli, but really nice ones. And now let's have a look at night what they have there. The Health Hub offers a big selection of healthy cold drinks and snacks, such as fresh juices, infused waters, fruits, sandwiches, salads and wraps, and it's right at the beginning of the B Lounge, just around the corner from the entrance lobby. And here's the daylight version of this Health Hub corner. Experts will see that the footage here is a little bit older than the pictures before because in the meantime they changed the mineral water from Fosse to Evian and Perrier. But for the rest, it's the similar selections of fine cold snacks plus good cereals, yogurt and muesli in the mornings, as well as really nice smoothies and more juices and infused waters and fruits. Behind the health hub is a resting area with lounge chairs and day beds. They're not as great as the really nice areas in Concourse A, which I'll show you later in this film, but these here can provide a good rest too, and it can get pretty full here at night. But this is only the beginning. Let's move on now into the vast spaces of this impressive lounge, back at daytime. In this big lounge, the direction boards are quite helpful. Well, after the health hub, you'll find the large Middle Eastern and Western buffet with cold and warm dishes such as pasta and moussaka, fattoush, hummus, mechanic sausages, good smoked salmon with really nice horseradish dressing, or all kinds of salads and also snacks, along with a very good wine selection that's available throughout all lounges. What I like so much about this lounge here in Concourse B is the open space. You have a lot of air here and that's really nice. A lot of space, and then although it's such a huge lounge, there are always like partitions, so it never looks as huge as it actually is once you sit. Well, between the Mediterranean, Middle Eastern and the Asian buffet there is the dessert buffet, and I always try to just walk past by it very fast, but sometimes I end up to get some fruits. Well, that's okay, I guess, and they're really fresh and very good. After Mediterranean and Middle Eastern cuisine, there is Asian cuisine. And Asia doesn't only mean like Thai curry, but it's also a variety of Indian and Pakistani dishes. And I mean, this is just logical because Dubai and the Emirates have such a long history connected with India. The rupiah, the Indian rupiah, was even a currency for a long time over here. Anyway, a big part of the population is Indian and Pakistani, and so it's just logical that the food over here also tastes really very good. And that's also why when you come here and have food from the Asian buffet, of course also from the Middle Eastern buffet, you always have also a really nice culinary experience. And it has nothing to do with lounges of most European airlines where you get maybe a goulash soup and some Frankfurter sausages that's been lying around for some while already. However, now we're gonna go to the Moet et Chandon Champagne Lounge, and that's really pretty fascinating every time I come here. Even though I know that's there, it's really very nice to see, especially when you think what some other airlines offer in their lounges. Maximum a Prosecco or maybe a Cremant, yeah, but they say it's champagne, but it's not. And that's also okay, but I mean, they ask a big price, especially our big German airline. You should expect something more than, I think so. So, and now we've arrived in the famous Champagne Lounge. This very beautiful golden bar of Moet Chandon. Well, and then you see that's what you get if you don't have a lounge, and that's what I had here many times too. Anyway, those times are over for some time at least now. Thank you very much. Now look at this royal table. Isn't it beautiful? And it's also pretty quiet here. Except for now because they're hovering the carpet here. But normally it's really very quiet and nice and silent. Many people I think don't know where it actually is because it's really in the end, in one of the ends of the lounge. You get a selection of small snacks, but nice ones like here, prawn cocktail or lemon and cheese. And of course you have a selection of 4 or 5 kinds of champagne. That's a regular champagne, but then also vintage, nectar, imperial and rosé. Yeah. I know it's not necessary to have, but it's nice.
And the wine selection is really exquisite on top of the 4 champagnes. And there's an excellent buffet waiting with fine small snacks, very different from European business lounges. And
that's not necessary at all, I know. But people who come here pay a lot of money for the ticket, or the company pays a lot of money for the ticket, or they upgrade it with miles and they really save the miles, or they just flew so many times with the airline. They gave them so much money that the airline just appreciates their status that they gained with that, and that should be appreciated by more than just Frankfurt sausages, my opinion.
But now let's have a look again at some plates I enjoyed here, where calories really did make sense.
Well, I just have to add something now regarding the food, because today is again an amazing day when it comes to the food that they serve here, because it's so outstanding. I just had this, it's a scallop salad that's so outstanding. It's really very high level cuisine, and also gazpacho tastes like in Spain, and bresaola, rucola and parmigiano like in Italy, and they have a very nice shrimp salad with asparagus that's also really high level, and with that, that's really very good champagne. It's really like a high-class business class food on a plane, but on a really good airline, not just something. It's so nice to see and to try and to experience.
However, if you feel more like burger and pizza, there's an international buffet too. Anyway, after an amazing dinner, I feel like having dessert now, and on the way we're passing by also the kids' corner, where again I'm not allowed to enter. Well, so we go directly to dessert.
Well, there's one critique I have to say. This light here in Concourse B, opposite the dessert buffet, is really terrible. It's so strong and so white. It really doesn't make you beautiful or handsome, not at all. But I've got dessert, and maybe that helps. Maybe that makes you more beautiful. I know it really makes everything much more like without wrinkles from inside, you know what I mean, if you eat enough of it. Anyway, I have this dessert now, and then we go over to Concourse A, because otherwise you realize that I'm here not just for the report but mostly for the food. However, over there there's even more food and drinks. Okay, to make the whole thing more realistic, I have to say the mousse au chocolat tart is awful. Chocolate ointment, that's what I would call it. However, I had a wonderful passion fruit tartlet, and that was really nice. So that was the lounge in Concourse B of Emirates Terminal 3 in Dubai. Now we go over to Concourse A. Well, the Concourse A is the same size about as the Concourse B, but the amazing thing is the lounge in Concourse B is only half the size of the terminal, because the other side, the other half is first class lounge. But in Concourse A, the newest concourse, the business class lounge stretches over the whole terminal, and there is another first class lounge that also stretches over the whole terminal on another level. So that's really very impressive, and that's a huge lounge. It must be the biggest business class lounge in the world. I'm pretty sure about that.
And it really is the biggest lounge worldwide. And to get there, we are using the airport underground train that travels between Concourses B and A.
Well, in Dubai everything has to be a little bigger, a little brighter, a little more impressive, and that's clearly the case for the elevators in Concourse A. And actually I myself have to stand in front of them just and stare at them 1 and 2 times before I take the elevator myself, because it's so impressive just to watch. I'm not the only crazy one who is so fascinated by the elevators, because there are lots of people who take pictures of the elevators.
Concourse A is huge too, and it was opened in 2013 as an airside-only facility with the main purpose to accommodate the many Airbus A380s of Emirates, which each have 500 seats. Now there are 20 triple bridge gates to board the biggest passenger aircrafts of the world.
Well, again I fell into the shopping trap. Instead of going directly to the lounge, I got trapped in the duty-free shop, but now we go to the lounge again in Terminal A.
The Concourse A is also massive and is very similar, or actually almost like a copy of the Concourse B. Beautiful and bright in daytime and very elegant still in nighttime. And one floor up from the regular level is the first class lounge, and one more up is the business class lounge, and they're all as large and as big as the public space. And now we'll have a look at the business class lounge of Concourse A. And hello from Concourse A. Well, first of all, I'm looking worse and worse because it's getting later and later. It's almost 2 a.m. in the morning now, and I still have 2 hours to go. Anyway, the Concourse B had the big strengths in the culinary department with the wonderful health corner and the champagne lounge. Now, Concourse A has two other big advantages, really different from the first ones, and that's convenience. You can board the big A380 Airbus directly from the lounge. You just pass the boarding through the lounge and go from there into an elevator that goes directly into the bridge for the upper deck for business class and first class. And the other thing is they have a really wonderful quiet corner. Actually, it's on both ends of the terminal, a dedicated area that's really quiet with very nice day beds, and many people can sleep on there. I cannot even sleep in normal beds, but that's me. Most people can sleep fantastically here. So, and I'm walking a little through this lounge now.
And it's really lots of walking, as the lounge is almost 600 meters long with a surface of around 15,000 square meters. And one level down, the first class lounge has the same dimensions.
We need 12 minutes to walk, and that's not to walk through the whole airport. No, it's just a lounge. So that's quite amazing. And but anyway, the entrance to the lounge is in the middle of the concourse, so normally you just walk 6 minutes, but that's still quite a lot already. Normally you just walk either left or right after that, and that's also okay because both sides are identical, so they're just mirroring each other. So there's a quiet area on both sides of the lounge, for example, and you get also the same food.
So let's take a closer look at food and drinks over here, which are very nicely displayed on half-round buffets. The food selection is equal to Concourse B, however it feels that the international buffet is more relevant over here, displaying easy food such as pizzas and hot sandwiches. But also here you get a large selection of Western, Middle Eastern and Asian dishes, as well as salads and light snacks. There's no champagne lounge over here, but you'll always have a great wine selection, including both regular and rosé champagne. And for breakfast, you'll get a large selection of Danish and croissants, cold cuts, yogurt, cereals, muesli, and of course fine Arabian dates are always available. The coffee machines make really good coffee, by the way, and unfortunately, there's really good ice cream too.
And here we are at a pretty famous spot of the A lounge, and that's this beautiful globe with the revolving planes. This spot marks on both sides of the lounge the beginning of the quiet area, and it's quiet, but not completely quiet, because there's no walls on the ends of lounges. That means you have no wall going out to the rest of the airport. It's open floors, so you can see down to the normal public area and also to the first class lounge, and you hear all the announcement. You hear when people scream downstairs or upstairs. Yeah, it's not completely quiet, but it's pretty quiet.
Well, as beautiful and special as the atmosphere with the sung prayer is, I can never really sleep here because I need complete silence to fall asleep. And there's also at night all those announcements echoing throughout the airport, including the lounge, because there are no walls that would separate the lounge from the rest of the airport. And on top of that, even after 1,000 flights, I'm way too excited around airports anyway to be able to really sleep. Well, that's me. So I ended up taking pictures for this report more than once. Still, it's always nice resting, and the ambiance is really elegant and calm. But now let's check out the beautiful shower rooms over here.
Another real advantage of a business class lounge are the showers. Good business class lounges have showers, and that's certainly the case in this lounge. I mean, if you come from the hotel and go just on one flight, you don't really need the shower because you can shower in the hotel. But if you arrive from a long flight and just continue onto another flight, a shower in between can make a big difference. Anyway, the showers here are really nice in Concourse A. They have nice large showers. They are only topped by 2 showers in Concourse C around gate C9, because there are 2 lounges in Concourse C. So this one is very nice. You see, it's large and spacious, and you get amenities, and yeah. So that was nice. However, I have to say, it appears that there's no air condition in the showers in Dubai. I mean, that's really hot, and it's very steamy, which is not great. And also, the water doesn't get cool because it's from it's like normal Dubai water, that you don't get cold in the summer because it comes from outside. And the coolest is maybe 40 degrees or something. It's really warm. I didn't try the hot option. I did the coolest option, and that is still very warm. And only in the luxury hotels in Dubai you get really cold water. They cool down the water, but that you get only in the really luxury 5-star hotels.
Just to make the report complete, there's also a large and quiet business center with desktop computers and high-end printers. And by the way, Wi-Fi in all lounges is really fast. And there's a nice, large and modern kids corners here too, just as in Concourse B.
But now let's leave this concourse and let's go to the other concourse.
And that's Concourse C, which is not exactly around the corner, so we have to go downstairs first.
And we're gonna take a train, an underground train, that will bring us to Concourse B.
So that means some more great elevators and the underground airport train, and then some walking. Please calculate at least 30 minutes walking time from Concourse A to C, because it's really very far. But since we have some time today, we can also explore Dubai a little. It's very easy and fast to get into town by metro and spend some time over there. Or you can also just take a look at downtown for a moment by boarding the metro train that passes through the major Sheikh Zayed road with all the skyscrapers and Burj Khalifa, and then go back right away. It's always better than only staying at the lounge if you have enough time for it all. If you have more than 5 hours transfer time, it's really worth a try. Have a look at my extensive report about Dubai as a perfect stopover. It will give you a completely new perspective on just connecting at an airport. and it's also got very valuable information for first-time visitors to Dubai, including all highlights and how to stay on a budget. And we're back at the airport, walking to Concourse C. Again, walking time to Concourse C from both Concourse A and B is quite long, so calculate more time than you would think. I more than once underestimated it and ended up at the gate completely out of breath. There are actually 2 lounges waiting in Concourse C, and they're both pretty similar. Both are much smaller than the ones in Concourses A and B, but they offer the same great food and beverage selection as the big lounges, just in a condensed form. And they look also pretty nice. You see, there's lots of space in this beautifully designed lounge, but sometimes the noise from the public spaces can be a bit too much. However, one clear highlight is the great and unobstructed view from the lounge onto the airfield with many planes.
So here I am at Dubai International Airport's Terminal 3 Concourse C. Actually now I'm in the smallest lounge of Emirates, the smallest business class lounge. However, it has all the things that you need, and it's got the biggest showers.
And you can see that the shower rooms are really beautiful and spacious. There's enough room for your belongings while you get ready for your nice relaxation time under a state-of-the-art shower with high-quality shampoos and body lotion, and even shower jets that go horizontal. Fully relaxed and back at nighttime, let's have a look around this lounge now. You see, the view outside is also spectacular at night, as Dubai Airport never sleeps. Also here are nice filigrane partition walls that give the lounge an elegant atmosphere with private spaces. However, it's not separated from the rest of the terminal by a roof, so you see the beautiful ornaments of the supporting columns, but you also get some noise from the public spaces. The buffets of both Concourse C lounges are smaller, but they offer the same food as the big lounges, except of course for the specialties of the Champagne Lounge. But you still have the great selection of food and beverages, including very good wines, and you can serve yourself with regular and rosé champagne. And we're back in early morning. Especially the Emirates Lounge at the end of Concourse C around gate C9 is mostly not so busy, and you can relax in a quiet environment. Except at peak times, in the early mornings when the buffets are being filled up constantly and it gets really full here. Just good that there's an upper floor, and here there should be still lots of seats available, and you have a really good view too.
It's just before 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's so impressive how many people are in this lounge again. Like every time the same, you come like in the early morning or super late at night, around midnight, and you're gonna find yourself in a very full lounge. However, the food selection as always is fantastic. The drink selection is fantastic as well, and the views are wonderful all over the airfield and plains.
And it's time for us to board the plane. Now, this was my extensive report about the business class lounges that Emirates offers to its premium customers in Dubai. They're the largest airport lounges worldwide, and I think they're amongst the best. I just advise you to take your time. Take a later connecting flight and explore Dubai International Airport and these lounges over here. They're really a world of its own. And maybe there's even enough time for a short visit to downtown and back again to enjoy the convenience and elegance of this place before boarding your plane. It's so much better than just rushing from one flight to the next one. I hope you enjoyed all this. Reach out, thumbs up if you liked it, give me all your comments, and please subscribe to my channel. That's the biggest encouragement for me. There's always stories to tell. See you again soon here on my channel. Travel, sing, fly.